Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. When you get out of the Matrix, it's going to make you street smart. There are some street smart people that's still trapped in the Matrix, but being in the Matrix sometimes will cause you to slip up. So I'm going to tell you on this video things to do when you out of the house on the street. Things to do. Like, I'm gonna tell you things to do on this video. See, it ain't about whether or not you scared. It's about you keeping your family and keeping yourself as safe as you can. Because what you need to understand is that a lot of these people are so impulsive that you need to limit your interactions with them. And it's a lot of them. Like, some of them be suffering from mental illness. Like, for instance, the panhandlers in my neighborhood. I know I don't never give them no money, so I watch them, because you never know when they might get mad and try to retaliate somehow. It's something about being broke and being poor that if you're not careful, it's going to negatively affect your behavior. And that's why you got to be street smart out here when you're around these types. Because even if a dude is like, let's say his brother is a drug dealer, a dope boy, that don't mean his brother is giving him anything. So knowing that a lot of these people be in survival mode, you got to be street smart out here. So things to do. Number one, anywhere you go, before you even get out of your car, look at the surroundings. Listen, look. See if anybody is finna fight. See if anybody got any guns drawn. See if anybody is misbehaving behind the wheel. You gotta look around for all of that, because this is how people be getting hit by cars. This is how people be walking right into crossfires. Like, case in point, I used to deliver pizzas for Domino's. I think it was like back in 2006. And I came up on 35th and Hampton, which I basically grew up on 19th and Hampton. So it wasn't too far away from where I grew up. But 35th and Hampton can be pretty sketchy as well. Especially back then. There was a lot of drugs, so on and so forth going on over there. So somebody ordered a pizza over there, and I'm walking up with the pizza, and I noticed those dudes was arguing. So before I even came up, I was trying to see what the argument was, and was anybody threatening anybody. See, that's why you gotta listen, you know. And when I came up, I just stopped. I stopped because I'm like, okay, if these dudes get to shooting, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna go right back to the car. He was like, man, you can come on over here, man. We just this. I said, all right, cool. I had to make sure. So I came and brought him that pizza. I didn't stick around to see what was going on. I left. That's the next thing. Be careful if you around and you know something that's going on. I would advise you to leave. Sometimes it might be something where you might want to whip out your phone and get some evidence. But if you see something going on, usually the best thing to do is to get up out of there. Because you don't know who coming. You know, like just recently, a person ordered something. They were at a school, and they had me put it on a porch across the street. I don't know if that was their house or whose house it was, but they told me why they did it. She said because they had an issue at the school. Well, when I rolled past, I heard them, so I'm looking around at the cars, and I'm looking to see what's going on in case I got to get up out of Dodge. You see, because if let's say somebody else get into it and you get shot in the kneecap or something, you're gonna be out of there for a while. That's gonna affect your work. So you gotta protect yourself, man. You come before anybody involved in any issue. So she called me back. She's like, can you come bring it to me? Like, I'll meet you on the sidewalk. I said, well, I done already left. So she said, well, I'll give you X amount of dollars if you come back and bring it back to me. So I'm like, I came back, gave it to her. She gave me X amount of dollars. I saw they was still in a confrontation. I ain't stick around. I got out of there. Next thing, do not play hero. Don't play hero. Don't play heroes. Some girl getting beat up, I know you feel sorry. The best thing you could do for her is get up out of there and call the police. Get up out of there. Because if you try to help her, there's people that done died trying to help people. So part of being street smart is you can't help everybody. You got to understand that. You got to understand that. So you don't open your door for everybody. Like I tell y'all, get some Ring doorbells. They come to your door. Who is it? That's the next thing. If you at home, do not open the door for people you don't know. Like even if they got a uniform on or something, they could be an imposter. You go to that door and you have some type of weapon or something in your pocket that you can take out and defend yourself if it's an imposter. So you gotta, stay out of people's business. Like the old man, I told you about the old man that they was threatening to slap the SHIT out of him because he was looking around at them because they was acting weird. I noticed they was acting weird too. I didn't get involved, but what I did, I went back to the car because I had my gun on me, but I didn't have one in the chamber because it was like kind of early in the day. I don't know why I was slipping. But when I saw them acting like that, I went back to my car, cocked my pistol, and came back in the store. Which brings me to the next thing. If you're in a store, whether it's a grocery store, whether it's a convenience store, when you enter into the store, look at everybody. See where everybody is. See what they doing. And as you're walking around, just kind of have a feel for who's in there. It could be a gunman come in there. It could be somebody that saw one of their enemies come in there. And this is why you want to just be looking. Street smart, being street smart, you have to minimize your sympathy. You have to minimize your sympathy. You have to be willing and ready to do whatever you got to do to defend you and whoever else you choose to defend. Me personally, I say stay out of other people's business, but it might be some situations. Like if you in the store and somebody come in the store talking about everybody get on the ground, man, you don't know what they gonna do. They liable to try to execute all of y'all. That might be the time to act. When you run, don't turn your back. See, I was a cornerback, so I know how to backpedal. When I used to play football, I can backpedal faster than some people could run and still wouldn't fall or nothing. Like that was like my strength. Like it was an abnormal speed for a backpedal. And that was one of the things that was getting me looked at. So, I wouldn't turn my back and run from somebody that can shoot you right through the back. Like, I will either run sideways or backpedal my way out of the situation. When I get away from them, then I'm going to start turn and run maybe. But don't get involved in nobody's situations if you don't have to or you don't feel the need to. But in some situation, if I'm in the store and some dude come in there talking about everybody get on the ground, I don't know what he might do. He might kill everybody. I'm going to act. And my act in that situation is probably going to try to put one between his eyes. Hey, listen. Pour him. Because even if I get on the ground, if he ain't looking, I'm liable to roll over, pull my pistol out, and I'm going to plant one between his eyes, and he going to donate blood. Hey, man, that's just the way life is, man. The Most High know that. The Most High, y'all think, oh, you shall not kill. You don't even know the context of that. Because if that's exactly what he meant, okay, then why did he get mad at Saul for not taking out them people in that village that he knew of his own foreknowledge none of them was going to ever serve him? He knew that. Like, he knew. See, here's the thing with the Most High. I bring up Doctor Strange and all them possibilities when they were trying to get the Infinity Stones, because that particular Infinity Stone, like those Infinity Stones remind me of the powers that the Most High has. And one of them, he can control outcomes, but sometimes he chooses not to. So it's like he don't want to see these things happen, but when they happen, it ain't like he gonna protect the evil person. They on their own. So, you know, sometimes you gotta act, stuff like that. Next thing, do not limit your transactions in low income crime areas. If you know the guys in your city, if they even look like criminals, if they talk like criminals, there's a certain, come on, man, you can't tell me. I know. Criminals, in some cases, like, in particularly, like if you're dealing in black area, they gonna talk a certain way. Like, they gonna talk a certain way, they gonna say certain things. We're gonna get into that like later on in the series. And like, cause like me being street smart, I know some of the things that a person that has criminality in their heart and mind is gonna say. We're gonna get into that probably later on, maybe next week or something, because I want to break that all the way down for you. But that's a nice lesson. So limit your interactions. Like, get your gas in the suburbs. Get your gas where people who are not bent on criminal activity, are not desperate. Make sure you got enough gas to get away from those stores, because here in Milwaukee, a lot of people get killed at gas stations, including some of the gas station workers. So you got to be kind of careful. There's a ton of stores that I don't like going to at all. There's a ton of stores that I only go to at certain times, because I know how these people here are. These kids will be begging you to buy them blunts, Black and Mild, stuff like that, and you don't do it, they're going to get mad, and you don't know what might happen. You don't know what might happen. I'm self-employed, so I don't need to be sitting downtown even if I win. So remember what I always tell y'all, it's best to avoid situation. So don't get, like, if you thirsty, you want a soda, you need some gas, you want some food, any of that. Man, anybody in there? See, these people be high too. We don't get to that. They be falling asleep at the light. They be high on drugs. So limit your interactions at these stores. I be seeing women going in stores that I don't even go to. Like, I be looking at that like, why are you going to that store? That ain't smart. Especially like around tax time, man, these dudes be hunting. They'll take some of these women whole check, and some of these guys too. So that's why I say limit your business transactions in areas that these type of people are in. People that are bent on criminality. Teenagers are the worst nowadays. Stop thinking, oh, that's just a kid. Yeah, that's a kid with a gun bigger than yours. You got to be careful, and they be knowing how to shoot them too. They doing a lot of the murders. So limit your transaction. Just stay away from these type. Go out to the suburbs. See, here in the suburb, they can come out there if they want to. Eventually, they're going to get cooked by the police. They're going to get pulled over. They're going to confiscate their gun, take them to jail. That's why they be like trying to come out like in my work area where I be like doing like a lot of my packages, a lot of my deliveries and stuff like that. And I be looking at them like, yeah, okay, good luck to you. Because I already know they either got some type of drugs or some type, and that's why I say we're going to talk about the no cash bail thing too. I keep meaning to talk about it. If they do that here in Milwaukee, I'm up. I'll see you later. I'll see you later. Because what that means is the person can jump on you or shoot you and they liable to get out. They might say, well, your court date is set 2 weeks from now, and let them out. Or a person could already know they got evidence against them for murder, and so they might come out here and, man, I got him for you, man, don't worry, and commit some more because they know they finna be gone. That is a bad law. It's demonic. It's demonic. Y'all putting people in there, you know, because y'all hate conservative, you hate Republicans so much. Yeah, okay. Okay. That's gonna cost you. Just saying. So yeah, limit your business transactions in these questionable areas. Especially like, and when you, okay, another thing. When you go in your wallet, man, no matter where you at, if you use your debit card or credit card, block it with your body or make sure they can't take no picture of it. Because here's another thing people will do. They'll watch you putting your number in, and then they'll come out and rob you, and they already know your number. They already know your number because they sat there and watched you put it in. So cover it with your hand and kind of put your body in the way when you using debit cards and credit cards. Because you never know who's watching and why they watching. They might put somebody else up to it. It could be somebody in the car. Yeah, man, I saw a dude number. His number was 3288. Man, if we get his wallet, we already know his number. We just use that number I saw him put in. That's how they think. So when you don't feel no guilt, no sympathy, cover your number up. Who cares? Oh man, you act like somebody. Shut the. You act like somebody trying to. Man, you ain't got no money anyway. Man, I'll just look at them. Like, I do this a lot. Like, man, get out of here, man. Like I told you, I just got into it with a dude not too long ago. Because I was blocking the walkway right there. It was a lot of cars parked, and I was waiting to pick my sons up. And instead of him asking me to move, I didn't know exactly how much I was blocking it. I didn't even know I was blocking it. He just got to running his mouth. I said, oh, my fault, man. I moved back. He's still talking. I said, man, move around, man. Enjoy life. Live life, man. And then he acted like he was reaching for a gun. So I said, and my window was down, so I know he heard me. I said, and I got one too. So I pulled mine halfway out. Like, okay, you trying to get in the shootout or something? I don't want to, but I will. Like this dude act like he see that's what they think. This is why I tell you, the next thing, if it's not too heavy and you could do it, have multiple guns and multiple weapons on you when you out here. You out here have multiple guns, multiple weapons just in case these guys are traveling in packs. You could literally, like, if they surround you, you can have one gun pointed towards these dudes right here and another one towards them back there. And just be spinning around shooting everybody if it came down to it. Next thing, ain't no color. Everybody's a threat. So even if you progressive like me and you want the best for other black people, you got to understand that you might have to lay somebody down because they might not want the best for you. They might want to take from you. So you can't be too sentimental and sympathetic towards anyone. You got to be willing to lay anybody down, and don't be scared of white people either, like as if, oh man, judge this, judge that, they gonna take white. No, if it come a situation where you got to defend yourself, it shouldn't matter what color they are and what race they in. Don't worry about that. Just some of y'all be hesitant with white people or black people. Don't be hesitant with nobody. It might cost you your life. So, have multiple weapons. Because these guys, I'm going to tell you another reason why you need to have multiple weapons. These guys be having switches, what's called a switch, on their guns. Like, for instance, I know people that sell switches. If I want to get a switch on my gun, I can get a switch on my gun. Now, that's federal prison time. But that turns your gun into a fully automatic. Like, most guns are semi-automatic. That's going to turn your gun into a fully automatic. And they be having switches on a lot of their guns. This is why I say, police, if I got any police, any government official, any police officer watch, y'all need to stop worrying about tail lights, license plates, and y'all need to get these guns with these switches in it off the street. What you pulling somebody over for a tail light, and this dude, they got 100 round drums on their gun that's felons. Oh, I get it. You trying to do the thing that might be a safe encounter. Your job, you got to realize it's going to be some dangerous encounters. Like, I can apply for Milwaukee Police Department right now. And I could possibly get in. Like, one of my best friends in my childhood, he like a lieutenant or a sergeant or something now. His brother, I know several police officers. I could be a police right now. So, and I say, man, stop wasting your time with that little petty stuff like that. There's too many other fish to fry out here for them to be, oh, the reason why I stopped you, they're doing all this. The reason why I stopped you is because your license plate doesn't match up. Your license plate is expired. Your tail light is out in the back. And right up the street, somebody laying on the ground, getting their wallet and stuff took. The other way, somebody getting jumped by 5 people. And the reason why I stopped you was because, man, and I'm defending the police, but every time I think about that, it just irks me. Because I guarantee you, somewhere close by, somebody is getting pulled over on some petty stuff, and those officers could be helping over there. They need to change the rules on that stuff, man. You want to have no cash bail, but you want to still have police pulling people over for tail light. Man, Let's change the subject because I'm starting to get, every time I think about stuff like that, I get mad. So basically, they making it where criminals don't have to stay in jail, right? But then they'll pull somebody over for not having insurance, not having a tail light. That's hypocrisy. So in other words, the criminals, you ain't worried about them. You just worried about the people who might not be committing the crime. Man, get the cluck. So, do those things. Do those things. You got to be street smart out here. If you go, next thing, if you go somewhere, if you have to go somewhere where, like, let's say a relative live in the hood and they had a wedding or something, or they having a party or get together, and you go into the thing, don't leave no valuables in your car, especially guns. Don't leave no valuables in your car, and lock all your doors. If you got a Kia with a hole right down the middle on the steering wheel, get you a brake club, put it right through that hole, right in the middle of the bottom of the steering wheel, and clamp it up. If you got a Kia with a key or a Hyundai, do it. Next thing, that's along the same lines. Do not go anywhere where you feel you need a gun, but you can't have it on you. If you go to a bar, don't leave no gun in no car. They gonna take it, I'm telling you. You better off not even having it. And just you gambling going to a bar anyway. But if you go to a bar, do not leave any guns in your car. If you can't take it in, then you shouldn't go in. Simple as that. Casinos too. Like, we got Potawatomi Bingo and Casino downtown, close to downtown. I know some of the guys, they told me, they go in the parking structure and they break into cars and they be finding all kind of guns. If you go to a casino and you can't take your gun in, don't bring a gun. So this is part 2. We got a whole lot more to talk about. This is serious, so don't worry. I got you. But thanks for watching. We'll see y'all later on with more videos.